Taller than we are.
Doesn't feel like a boy band, I think. Two of us might follow. Just going off piece a little bit before we start, Liam was nodding all the way through that discussion about universal credit because that's his personal experience. I'm sure we'll come on to that in a moment. Hi, good evening. You've just thrown me with standing wrong. Really sorry. My name's Richard Kennell. I'm the founder and trustee of South Oxfordshire Food and Education Alliance. We've been going for 8.5 months. We're based in Didcot, and my passion for what we do comes from my experience as a teacher in Oxfordshire and elsewhere, and my passion for learning with young people, especially those young people where school hasn't necessarily succeeded and worked. Young people, in my experience, can often face huge barriers to that learning during their school years, and school sometimes isn't the best place, and there are very few second chances in that learning, and that's what we try to provide. We've combined that with our social enterprise, which takes surplus food from the food industry, fresh, in-date surplus food from the food industry, and through our working warehouse, redistributes that to local charities. That provides the practical basis of the training that we do at SOFEA, and includes forklift training, it includes warehouse operations, it includes warehouse supervision and some IT work. We have academic study alongside that, whether that's maths and English or actually any area of study that we can accommodate to young people's interests. And we also specialise in the emotional and behavioural support that young people often need as the bedrock for that practical and academic. So we're very much devoted to the hand, heart and head model. I'd like to introduce two of my trainees, Liam Benning and Davey Herron, and for the rest of the 6 minutes we're just going to ask some questions and unpick a little bit more about SOFEA. So I'm just going to start with Liam, and I'm going to throw you a curveball because I haven't asked you this question before. What were you doing before you joined us?
Before I started at SOFEA, I was, well, to be honest, not doing much. I've been in several jobs and that beforehand, but really couldn't get on in that sort of environment, just can't. Really, but as I came to SOFEA, I started learning there are different ways to go around work and like different opportunities and routes that you can take that are for people that can't quite hack work or something, or find it difficult during education or like work environments, and they've given me a great opportunity to move through that stage and get further on in life.
Just describe for us what it is you're doing with us at the moment.
Well, I came in originally as a trainee volunteer and then moved on to a traineeship, and now I'm starting to progress towards maybe doing recruitment and going to schools, etc., and trying to recruit more people onto our into the SOFEA network and try and get some more volunteers to help out.
We think we've identified a salesman in the room, so we're trying to use every opportunity to sell the food and the concept and also the training to other young people. Pass the mic to Dave. Neither of those questions were planned, were they? I'm really sorry. Dave's been with us a bit longer. Dave, tell us a little bit about where you were in your life before you started with us.
Before I met Richard, Ruth and Kaz, I was in a really, really dark place with mental issues. I used to get really wary about different people because the only people I ever met up until 15 were really quite bad people. At 15, I got kicked out of home due to these mental issues where I kept going off the rails. I then lived in a shed with my girlfriend at the time, and my social worker contacted me and said he has got a really, really good course to go to where I can maybe get some qualifications back. I went there and, for a year I just sat on the computer doing nothing because I refused to.
Why did you keep coming back for a year?
Well, I knew, deep inside I knew I was with good, trustworthy people that respected me and would not judge me, even though I thought they would. I had really bad trust issues, and that course just really made me come out of my shell.
Okay. And then we launched SOFEA. And what did SOFEA do for you?
Well, a whole lot of things. When I started as a volunteer, we all come together to build up the place of SOFEA. I really felt like a main part of the team. I really started getting confident in myself and coming out of my shell and showing you lot, SOFEA, the skills that I had. I then went on to a traineeship where I completed both my forklift tests. Passed both, so I'm now qualified to drive a forklift. Progressed, and then a vacancy come along for an apprenticeship, and from there on out, I got my head down. I carried on doing the things I was doing, and I went for the apprenticeship and I got it. So yeah.
So Dave is now employed by us as an apprentice, our first apprentice and our second employee. And what's next, David?
What's next is I want to carry on learning how to lead a gold standard warehouse. I really have found my comfort zone, and I really want to progress and maybe someday own my own warehouse.
Brilliant, fantastic, thank you. We would like to train 100 more young people like Davey and Liam in the next 12 months. We would like to have the capacity to distribute 300 tonnes of surplus food to local charities and to provide 50 to 60 charities with that food at an average saving of £13,000 per charity to them. That's £650,000. What we're asking for tonight is support with one of the key planks of what we do. The practical and the academic are fairly well understood, but the bedrock of everything we do is the emotional and the behavioural support, the heart. And that is poorly funded, it's not well understood, and we are very fortunate to have colleagues that do a fantastic, brilliant, utterly brilliant job with young people like Davey and Liam. And that's what we'd like to ask for this evening. Thank you very much.